Now, out of all the New Age people that's still around on the scene, the only New Age person that I can really stand to tolerate to listen to is Teal Swan. I like Teal Swan. I don't care what people say about her. She's pretty much the only New Ager that I take seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not into that light and fluffy, you know, everything is positive and, you know, it's kind of bullshit. You know, she pretty much tells it like it is. You know what I'm saying? One thing I like about Teal Swan, she acknowledges, you know, the dark side, you know, the shadow side. And one of the things she really promotes is the idea of being authentic, being an authentic person, not forcing yourself to be a good light being. You know what I'm saying? Because she's pretty much like, you know, hey, you know, we got both sides. We got the good side and the dark side, the light side and the dark side, the good and bad inside every human being. And she's pretty much like one of the few new agers that acknowledges that. Because a lot of these New Age people who are into like the Reiki, the crystals, and all that stuff, they're very passive, and they get a lot of criticism from people from the outside because a lot of New Agers, they're kind of like in this denial that negativity exists, and they kind of like have this philosophy of being a pacifist. You know what I'm saying? They all vegan, they don't believe in the harming animals, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're vegan, you know, against animal cruelty, stuff like that, that's perfectly fine. But a lot of these New Age people, they pretty much take it to the extreme. You know what I'm saying? But Teal Swan, you know, I like her because the way she talks, the way she thinks, and the information that she presents, it's very different and it's more practical compared to the other New Age people. Yeah, let me just play like a little small clip of what she's talking about in this video, because on this video, she pretty much obliterates the whole idea of we gotta be balanced, because we always hear that the concept of, oh, we gotta balance work and play, you know, we gotta balance light and darkness, and she's pretty much saying fuck that bullshit, you know. You know what I'm saying? And she pretty much saying that the whole idea of we gotta be balanced, she pretty much saying that's restrictive, that's bullshit. It causes more confusion, it causes more frustration, anything. But let me play like a small clip.
Integration is the call of the day coming from source consciousness. We in the universe itself are throwing away the concept of completely trying to become one polarity to the exclusion of the other. We are also throwing away the concept of trying to balance one with the other perfectly. And nowhere is this more true than with the concept of good and evil, or shadow and light. Now obviously, for thousands of years, we've been trying to fully align with the light to the eradication of the shadow, fully align with goodness to the eradication of evil, or we have embraced a more balanced philosophy of good and evil will always exist in perfect balance. Shadow and light will always exist within all beings in perfect balance. This concept is going away. Now, love is the basic principle of this universe. It is the highest truth, you could say. But what is love? To love is to take something as part of yourself. So to live in alignment with perfect truth, which is love, that means that good must integrate evil. Evil must integrate good. Shadow must integrate light. Light must integrate shadow. When these polarized aspects integrate with one another, a third element is created entirely. Now obviously, most people alive today with their limited consciousness are still terrified of the idea of integrating evil. We don't want any of that to be part of us, even though it is, and you can't escape that fact. What we fail to see is that what happens when we actually integrate things like evil, things like shadow, is that we experience the exaltation of those things. For example, we can call it evil to feed off of someone else's energy. But if we step into a space of love, which is to take somebody else as part of ourselves, we can't feed on them without hurting ourselves, can we? So suddenly this shift happens. This is the exaltation, where the expression of feeding on someone else's energy no longer takes a detrimental form. Instead, we begin to feed on energies that didn't benefit that other person to begin with. And now, us feeding off of their energy actually becomes positive. In essence.
Yeah, that's just a small clip of what she's talking about. But she made a good point that, you know, if you're a good person, you got to integrate evil. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in denial of evil. And that's a mistake a lot of Christians make, because a lot of Christians make this mistake of, you know, they got like rebuke Satan, and, you know, I can't watch that. I can't listen to that kind of music. That's evil. That's nasty. You know, sex is sinful, and, you know, I can't do this and that because Jesus will be mad at me and all this kind of stuff. But she pretty much saying that, you know, you can't be in denial, because I always make the point that if God is all good, why the hell did he let evil exist? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, the dark side is there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? If it exists, you know what I'm saying? If God didn't get rid of it by now, so that's obviously mean that there's a part, you know, the dark side is part of nature. And you can also, like, find that in astrology, because if you study astrology, if you study the zodiac, you'll find that, like, each of the planets represent kind of like, I wouldn't say a principle, kind of like a vibration or an energy. For lack of a better word, you know, I haven't studied astrology in a long time. I used to be up on it, but pretty much, like, if you study astrology, not all planets are agreeable planets in a sense, because if you're dealing with Saturn, you know, Saturn is dealing with discipline, restriction. You know what I'm saying? Pluto is pretty much dealing with undoing. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And Mars is dealing with, you know, Mars can deal with a whole bunch of things: violence, war, crime, violence, rape, you know what I'm saying, you know, ravaging, you know, anger. Yeah, that's pretty much what planet Mars stands for in astrology. But all that's a part of the whole zodiac wheel. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand why a lot of these spiritual people, they're so in denial of evil, they want to rebuke evil. But if you study the damn astrological chart that circles the damn solar system, that circles the damn heavens, and why the hell does the planets represent disagreeable energy if that's not supposed to be part of nature? But yeah, I'm just pretty much just rambling. You know what I'm saying? But Teal Swan made a good point. You know what I'm saying? Just fuck balance. You know, the whole concept of he had to be in balance and all kind of stuff. She's pretty much saying that's out the door. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you can find this in any spiritual doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the occult. You know what I'm saying? Because even with the whole idea of with the angels and demons. You know, a lot of the angels are more dangerous than the demons. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's a whole other topic. But I just want to share that with you, because one thing about Teal Swan, man, she's on point, and she made a really good point. What she just said in the video. All right, gang.